Hi everyone, Shalom Likulam. I would like to wish to everyone happy Rosh Hodesh, Rosh Hodesh Tov, Umevorach. I wish to everyone to get this renewal, to get a power and more connection to Hashem. As we know, when we wake up every morning, we get the power, we get the strength for a new day. When we do in Shabbat, we get in the power and we connect to Hashem for the new week. When we celebrating Rosh Hodesh, then we get in the power for new months. When is Rosh Hashanah? Yes, correct. We we also get in the power. We kind of restarting ourselves, our mind, to concentrate on more things, to concentrate on the things we've done, not like Hashem wanted from us, and something that was not really proper, right? In our thoughts, in our behavior, in our actions. And Hashem always give us this opportunity, this power to change something, to improve, to be close to Him. And this is also the days of Rosh Hodesh. And this is about the first mitzvah that was given to Jewish nation about Rosh Hodesh. And let's read it from Torah. This is the Sefer Shmot, chapter 12, Pasuk 1. Hashem said to Moses and Aaron, in the land of Egypt, saying, the month shall be for you the beginning of the months. It shall be for you the first of the months of the year. And it was saying on the time of when in the time before the month Nisan start, right? And when the Jewish nation preparing was preparing to leave Egypt. And we know that days in our calendar, they are counted from evening to the evening, right? Regardless to this. And we know for the reason Hebrew months alternate between 29 and 30 days in the lands, and with the actual moment of the new moon falling in between. So if the months if this is the months of the 30 days, so we called it Maleh, full. If it's there are 29 days in a month, so we called it Chaser, defective. And in any given leap year, like Nisan, Sivan, Av, Tishrei, Shvat, and Adar, Maleh. So these are the names of the Hebrew months in Hebrew. Then Tammuz, Elul, Tevet, Adar, and second Adar we know we have sometimes that we add one more month, Achaser. And actually, if you don't remember, so we always have a lot of apps, and you can ask your rabbi, so how many days and which day the Rosh Hodesh falling, and to follow it. The mitzvah of sanctifying the new months was a rather involved process. We know before, on the days of Bet HaMikdash, as soon as someone saw the tiny silver of a new moon, they would go to Jerusalem to the high court. And who needed the two witnesses to testify that the moon is actually seen. And they would then convene the court, declare the new months, and send messengers across the land. So there is a high court, right, Beit Din, and there were two witnesses, and they listen to the witnesses about what they see, when they see it, to testify, to identify if they really saw the moon. And they asking the questions, and the people should answer. And if the court decided that yes, there is a new moon, right, then new months, then they would send the messages across the country to to tell everyone the new month had begun on the certain day. But we know that sometimes it took more times till our messengers reach all the places of Israel. And that's why we know that sometimes we celebrate Rosh Hodesh 2 days, right? So that's why the court had declared at the beginning of new month, when the messengers reached, right? When they received the information from the witnesses and then decided, they declared that the new month began. Then they would send in the messengers to all the places in Israel to declare about that. And because sometimes information didn't arrive on time, so that's why some months we are celebrating 2 days. God has given the Jewish people an empowering message with the first commandment. Up until now, the Jews have been slaves to the Egyptians. Their time was not their own on the Egypt time. And now said God, you are becoming the masters of your time, and not only of your own time. So He gave us the opportunity. He gave us this empower for renewal, for restarting, right? We should just go further. We should not stop. And every time that Shabbat passing or Rosh Hodesh passing or New Day passing, we understood that the time goes very quick, and that's one of the precious thing in this world, because we don't know how long time we are gonna be here and how long time Hashem gave us, and we have to use this time to serve Him, to follow Torah, to fulfill the Mitzvot, to do good deeds. We know that to do Hesed, right? To bring kindness to this world, and that's why how we uncover the Shekhinah, the divine, right? So what does it mean for us? Should mean that we can change the situation and yourself for the better, no matter how bad it seems. Nothing is statistic and set in stone. Human beings have free will, and therein in their power of renewal, an ever-present struggle against the steady, cyclical, repetitive, and practicable march of time and nature. So He always gives us this opportunity to change, to renew, to become better, to improve. And doesn't matter what is the situation, and it seems something like really bad or not really good, but the main thing we have to pray to God. We have to believe Him that everything letovah. As in Derech Hashem, Ramchal said that in the book Derech Hashem, that God loves us and everything He do is for good, even if sometimes we don't see that it's like that. And also, and we should keep it in our mind. That's how we can say train our mind and connect to Him, and to getting only from this thought we are getting the power to connect to Him, to getting power to go out from the difficulties. If for now you don't have any difficulties, then you continue to celebrate the life, because the most precious that we are having. So it's always a time for of Rosh Hodesh to think about something else, about the renewal, right? And exactly, it was a perfect time and place to give Jewish these commandments, encouraging message to sanctify the new moon every month and determining our calendar this way, right? So God has given us power of renewal and change, the gift of expanding, brightening, and growing big again after we have been diminished, right? We always should remember that if you fall down, you fail, something, you will rise up. And all the time of Rosh Hodesh, all the time of the Shabbat, of new day, you have to remember that you will rise up again, right? And this is should encourage in us all the time. And there is a Midrash. Let's finish with Midrash. Its explanation is that it's let's say it's written in a story to explain people the thing that written in our written Torah, right? To explain the oral Torah. And there is a Midrash about moon and the sun. On the first day of the creation, we know that the sun and the moon and the stars was created on the first day. God made two great lights. And let's read it from Torah. Let me open it. Oh, it's Sefer Bereshit, chapter 1. God said, "Let there be luminaries in the firmament of the heaven to separate between the day and the night, and they shall serve as signs as for festivals and for days and years. And they shall serve as luminaries in the firmament of the heaven to shine upon the earth." And it was so. And God made the two great luminaries, the greater luminary to dominate the day, and the lesser luminary to dominate the night and the stars. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, to dominate by day and by night, and to separate between the light and the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and there was evening and there was morning, a fourth day. So He gave us two luminaries, right? The sun and the moon. The moon approached God and said, "O Holy One, how can two kings wear one crown?" And God replied, "You are right, go make yourself smaller." The moon continued, "O Master of the universe, just because I made a reasonable observation, why should I be the one to become smaller?" And God replied, "A compensation, you can be present in the sky both day and night." The moon said, "And what's so great about shining alongside the sun? I mean, what use in the candle in the middle of the day?" And God offered, "So this will be your greatness. The Jewish people will count their days and years by you." The moon. But they will need to count with the sun as well, because it's how the seasons are taken into account. God saw that the moon was not comforted, so finally the Holy One said, "The Jewish people will bring offerings each new month as atonement for me for having diminished the size of the moon." So the moon would like to be greater and bigger than the sun, so she cannot stand that they're the same. And the God make it smaller, but at the same time we are blessing for new moon, Nolad, and we are bringing offerings of each new month. Now as we're waiting for the third Beit HaMikdash, we cannot bring the offerings, but we know that we are having a Musaf prayer, a traditional prayer on Rosh Hodesh, and that's now how our tzaddikim said is a replacement for the offerings, because we should remember about that, we should know about that when the third Beit HaMikdash will arrive, that we should keep it in our mind, what we should do, how we should do. So we have to learn about that. And of course, the big things, right? There was a sun, there was a moon. So the God teaches to separate the day and the night, the good and bad. And every new month, every Rosh Hodesh, we're choosing the good. We're choosing the Hesed. We're choosing God. We're choosing this kindness. We're choosing His love, and we are getting the strength from Him. And for the end, let's go for the small part of the Yali Vaivo. We know there is an addition in the Midah prayer. And let's read it. "May your remembrance and merits arrive, come, appear, be heard and recalled. with the merit of our ancestors and Messiah, son of David, Jerusalem, your holy city, and all of your people, the house of Israel, before you for good. So we ask him to remember, right, everything, the David, our forefathers, the David, Amelech, and Jerusalem, the holy city, and we ask him to bless us, to give us more power for new months, right, for good life, for the blessed life, the life by Torah and the Mitzvot, and all for the best, not only for us and for all the camp of Israel, right? So please don't forget to follow the laws of Rosh Hodesh. If you don't remember, you can refresh them. You can ask your rabbi. We know that on Rosh Hodesh, first of all, we have an additional prayer, right? Like Musaf, we have Hallel. It's we glorify the Hashem, and we have additional part also in Birkat Hamazon when we bless for food. We also read the special part from Torah, Haftarah, and it's like it's said that how we spend this day, that how we spend the next months. If we will learn the Torah, like one of my good friends said, that if we are learning Torah on that day, if we are connect to Hashem, if we are doing good deeds, then all the months will be like that. So every month we get in this renewal, we get in this power, and we should bring it in something good, in kindness, in Hesed. Rosh Hodesh Tov, and happy Rosh Hodesh.